Please, he begged, but she only laughed. The ghosts pulled him under. The last thing he saw was their faces, hundreds of them. Hello, and welcome to Fearfull Wickedness. I am your host, the storyteller. We hope you enjoy tonight's tale. Please remember to like, subscribe, and comment. Halloween had always been Doug's favorite night of the year. The smell of pumpkin spice, the glow of jack-o'-lanterns, the chill that hinted something might be waiting in the dark. It all made him feel alive. He loved the feeling of being scared and frightened. This year was extra special. For the first time in years, he wasn't spending it alone. He and Sydney had been dating for 7 months. She lived in the neighboring county and invited him over to hand out candy. Her house sat at the end of a busy street. It had a sagging porch and crooked shutters that gave it a permanent scowl. Doug loved it. It looked authentically haunted. Sydney greeted him at the door wearing a witch costume, black hat, corset, fishnets, and a sly grin. "You made it," she purred. "Wouldn't miss it," he said, holding up a bag of candy bars. "Ready for the sugar-crazed mob?" They spent the evening laughing and passing out sweets. She teased him about his bad jokes. He admired her costume a little too long, and the whole thing felt perfect. The trick-or-treaters dwindled as the night deepened, and by 10 o'clock, the bowl was empty. Sydney closed the door, turned off the porch light, and leaned against him. "Now that the kids are gone," she whispered, "I think it's time for your treat." Doug grinned, heat rushing to his cheeks. She took his hand and led him to her bedroom, the old floors groaning beneath their feet. Her bedroom was dim, lit only by a dozen flickering candles. The shadows danced on the walls. He sat on the edge of the bed, heart pounding, while she slipped behind him and ran her fingers along his shoulders. "You've been so good to me these past few months," she whispered in his ear. "So trusting, so sweet." He laughed nervously. "You're kind of freaking me out." She knelt in front of him and kissed his neck. "Don't worry. Now you'll be with me forever." Before he could respond, she pushed him backward, hard. The mattress gave way beneath him like a trapdoor. He fell through darkness, his scream cut off by a bone-jarring thud. When he looked up, the hole in the floor was closing, sealing him into pitch black. "Sydney," he shouted. "What is this?" Then he heard them. Whispers. Soft voices crawling along the dirt. Shapes moved in the dark, pale, translucent. Their eyes glowed faintly. Hands, cold as ice, gripped his ankles, dragging him backward. He kicked, screamed, tore at the dirt. Above him, he could hear Sydney's voice, faint and calm. "They haven't eaten since last Halloween," she said. "You'll make them happy." "Sydney, please," he begged, but she only laughed. The ghosts pulled him under. The dirt filled his mouth, his lungs, his eyes. The last thing he saw was their faces, hundreds of them. When the house fell silent again, Sydney smiled. "Ready for next Halloween's guest?"